On March 3rd, 1913, the Women's Suffrage March took place in Washington, D.C. A suffragette named Alice Paul, who was said to be one of the main organizers of the march, said in her own words, "As far as I can see, we are to have a white procession, a Negro procession, or no procession at all." 7 years later, white women received the right to vote in this country. Also on March 3rd, 1913, 22 women from Howard University in the newly formed organization of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated showed up to that march anyway and did what needed to be done. 52 years later, Black women received the right to vote in this country. The Voting Rights Act of 1965 not only allowed for Black women to vote in this country, but it also allowed for Black men to vote unencumbered in this country, for Native American men and women to vote, for Latino men and women to vote, for Asian men and women to vote. Basically, any other racial minority has the right to vote in this country because of the work that Black people did on the Voting Rights Act of 1965. When Black people tell you that we have to work twice as hard to get half as far in this country, this is what we're talking about. White women historically miss the intersection between women's issues and minority issues. White women also historically vote against their own best interests if said best interests help any other minority community. So on today, November 8th, 2022, I am asking white women out there to change history. Now, how can you change history? I'm glad you asked. Get up, get out, and vote, ho, and fire the GOP. And yes, I am quite aware that it wasn't only Black people working on the Civil Rights Act of 1965, but if you feel the need to point that out in my comments, when we talk about performative allyship, you're the kind of motherfucker we talking about.